What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So, about a couple of days ago, I made a video discussing how I don't agree with the media, broadcast media, vilifying Kyrie Irving for refusing to take the COVID vaccination, right? And so, since then, Kyrie Irving had come out, he made a video. He was discussing how people are dragging his name through the mud, questioning his character because he doesn't want to take the COVID vaccination. We heard him speak about how, his stance on the COVID vaccination and how he's the voice for the voiceless. We've heard that come out from his camp. Kyrie feels like he is the voice for the voiceless people, and he's doing it for that reason, right? And some people be like, that doesn't make sense. Why is he picking this issue to stand on? What is this going to bring about? Why does he feel like this, or what is he trying to say? And I understand what Kyrie Irving is trying to say perfectly, right? Kyrie Irving feels like, well, he knows there are a lot of people in America, as you all know, who did not feel comfortable taking the COVID vaccination at all. However, they were put in a position to where they were forced to do it because their job is making them get it. And a lot of people in America can ill afford to not be working at this time, right? They have bills, they have children, they got to keep a roof over their family's head and food in their family's mouths. So in order to do that and not be fired, they had to take the COVID vaccination, even against their own will. And Kyrie Irving is saying, hey, look, I'm a professional athlete. I've made millions and millions and millions of dollars during my lifetime, right? So he can, and I don't know what his living expenses are. I don't know how everything is set up. But maybe he feels like, hey, I can take the hit from losing some money, right? But I need to stand on this for a lot of the other people who aren't in a position to make mega millions, who don't want to take this vaccination either. And he maybe feels that if he refuses to take it, maybe an exception will be made for him, which in turn will create a domino effect to say, well, hey, if you make an exception for Kyrie Irving, everybody else in around the world should have exceptions too, because, hey, you can't have one person not taking it and then everybody else has to take it. You know what I mean? People have to, he feels like if he does this, it'll come back to everybody having a choice if they want to take the vaccination or not. And I think that's why he's choosing to stand on this. Now, we know that the basketball world is completely different from corporate America, right? We know the NBA is run completely different, for real. So what would be acceptable in the NBA is not always transferable to corporate America or your everyday hard labor jobs. Right? But Kyrie Irving maybe feels like, hey, if I can make a stand on this and take a stand on this, maybe our individual right to choose will come back. If Kyrie Irving, takes the hit for everybody else, and I refuse to lay down, and I refuse to accept I refuse to accept being forced to take the COVID vaccination, maybe he feels like something good will come out of that, to where Americans will be given the choice to take the vaccination or not. Right? Now, you all have heard me say that I am not anti-vaccine. I'm not one of the people who's against, like, oh my God, the vaccine is horrible. I'm not one of those people who feel like, hey, you shouldn't, I'm not condemning people. What I'm saying is I'm not condemning people for taking the vaccine at all. No, right? However, I believe that everybody should have the choice to do what's best for them and their family, right? If you want to get the vaccine and you feel like it's best for you and your family, go ahead and do that by all means. But I also feel like if a person doesn't want to be vaccinated, I believe they should have that choice. You know what I mean? And not be losing their job behind it. Now, of course, every company can have their own policy if they need. If they can develop their own policy. Hey, you got to have this or not or whatever. Cool. But to implement that right in the midst, like when you are, of course, if you know that going in is different, but to have that implemented at the job, just like that, to where you have to take it, people have no choice, it puts people in a bad situation. A lot of people don't want to take it, but they're like, damn, I got to feed my family and I got to keep food in my baby's mouths. I got to be able to help us continue to thrive as a family and I got to keep us upheld as a family. So I got to just take it even though I don't want to. I feel like, man, it's something about that I just feel like is not right, man. I really feel like that shouldn't be the case. I feel like everybody should have their own choice. You know what I mean? You do what's best for your family. I'm going to do what's best for me and mine. And then it is what it is at that point, you know. But I feel like Kyrie Irving feels like, hey, if I take a stand on this, then maybe, just maybe, things could probably turn around for other Americans, even outside of the basketball arena. Because one thing that we do know, Kyrie Irving is not the everyday Joe Blow, right? And I've spoken against Kyrie on several different things that he said or done in his past, playing with the Cleveland Cavaliers, playing with the Boston Celtics, even certain things he said as a member of the Brooklyn Nets that I didn't agree with, because he does have a mercurial personality. His personality is kind of like, it's very different. But it's something that I admire about a man being willing to stand on what he believes and standing strong in his convictions, even when his money on the line, right? And at this point, like I said before, Kyrie Irving has come out to the deep end with it. He's going to the gusto with it. And if he concedes now, people would just look at him like, oh man, he folded for the money. He folded for the money, right? And I feel like if he's going to carry it out like the way he's been carrying it out, you got to ride it out. You got to ride it out unless you don't have to. But if you don't ride it out, if you concede now, people are going to look at you as a fraud, even though they already condemning you anyway for not taking it. It's so crazy because the same people who are condemning him now are going to call him a fraud if he decides to just give in and take the money and then go help Kevin Durant and James Harden in their quest to get a championship, right? But I just feel like at this point, now that he's taken this step and gone this far, I feel like he even feels like he got to keep riding it out, because if not, it's going to look like he didn't really believe in he's not standing on what he believes in for real, if he goes and concedes, But again, I feel like it's something admirable about a man willing to leave money on the table, to prove a point and to basically represent the opinions of a lot of folks in America. A lot of people in America do not want to take it. And they feel like it's wrong that people are being forced to take it. And Kyrie Irving is saying, hey, I'm in agreement with that. And he's willing to jeopardize some money right now. Now, again, it shall be seen if he's going to ride this all the way out or if he's going to concede. We shall see. But something tells me, man, Kyrie Irving's personality, he is a dude who will leave that money on the table to prove a point and to stand up for what he really feels is right in his eyes. And it's something respectable and admirable about that, especially when you're not doing nothing heinous. He's just refusing to take a vaccine. He's not out here doing nothing heinous or committing a crime or nothing like that at all. He's not doing nothing heinous of the sort. He's not doing nothing to try to cause bodily harm to anybody or nothing like that. So when a person is speaking from his truth and standing in his convictions, when he's not harming nobody or doing nothing bad to nobody else, I can only respect that when you standing in your convictions on that type of front, for sure. And like I said before, he's hoping that he can bring some change, because at the end of the day, the league is better when Kyrie Irving is in the NBA, without question. The league is better. I may have said that he's not a guy to win a chip on his own. He's not a guy to win a championship by himself. But the league is much better when he is in the league. And the NBA knows that. They know he is a player that you want to have on a court, because he is box office every time he plays. He is Rucker Park on a basketball court. So yeah, maybe, and Kyrie knows that, hey, I got some leverage. I mean, you really don't, because they're holding up your money and you can't do anything at all unless you get fully vaccinated now. But I feel like he thinks like, hey man, the league knows that I'm a valued name, a valued brand, a valued face in his league. Despite him being injured for a couple of seasons or whatever, he is must-see TV. And he's like, man, the league. What if the league really wants Kyrie to play so bad that they'll maybe waive? I don't think New York City ain't waiving it. They gonna trade him to another organization before I believe they're not gonna waive him at all. They're not gonna allow him to do it. Just, oh man, you exempt from COVID vaccinations. That's not gonna happen. But again, maybe he feels like, hey, they want me in this league, man. I'm gonna stand on this stuff. And hey, if I stand on it, maybe it'll encourage other people to stand on it to where everything is reversed. And again, maybe he's not even just thinking about, hey, if I do it, I'm gonna change the world. But hey, maybe if I take a stand on this, maybe some other people will be motivated to take a stand and refuse to take it, to where some things have to get changed up, But maybe he feel like he can spark that type of change in other citizens in America. Again, man, I'm not anti-vaccine at all. I believe everybody should do what's best for their family and what's best for them. So I'm not gonna condemn nobody for taking the vaccine at all, or look at them heinously, or look at them like they're a sellout if they take the vaccine at all. But I just think Kyrie Irving wants to be, he wants to speak for the people who are uncomfortable taking it, who may not be in position to defy their employers about the vaccine. It's a lot of people that just got to do what they, I hate to say it like this, but they got to do what they told, because people don't got money like that. Shoot, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm not setting by no stretch of the imagination to where I can just be like, oh, I don't need my job, whatever, and I'll be gone if they require us to take a vaccine. I'm not in position to do that, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I ain't gonna act like I'm rich, because I'm not. You know what I'm saying? But Kyrie Irving is a man who's very wealthy. So he like, look, I'm going to take a stand on this, because a lot of other people in America feel the exact same way that he does. Or, you know, they want to take that same type of stance, but they can't afford to take that stance. He, on the other hand, can't afford to take that stance. And so he feel like he is going to be the person who is a spokesperson for those people that feel the exact same way. You know, he's going to be the guy that stand out front for them and stand firm in his convictions for the people who feel the same way he does, man. And it's something about that I respect.